Hi everyone, I'm Sophie and welcome to this full body stretch. So finding a comfortable seated position. You could always pop something underneath your bottom to raise your hips. Now, taking a moment, get comfortable. Drop your chin down towards your chest, feeling that nice length down the back of the neck. If you want extra, you can place your hands behind your head. Inhale to come up. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Inhale through the center, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale through the center, chin up to the ceiling, feel that stretch across the front of the neck. Nice. Inhale through center. Bring the hands to interlace. And then press the tops of the hands away as you spread the shoulder blades nice and wide. Inhale to breathe into that space between the shoulder blades. Lift up back to the center, flip the palms away from your body and lift them up into the sky. Nice. And then fold over to the left. Inhale through center, over to the opposite side. Inhale through the center, release the interlace from the top of the head and interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, lift the chest. So you're now getting a stretch across the chest. Lovely. And then release the hands. Place your left hand on your right knee and your right hand on your left knee. Fold forwards again. Create some space in the shoulder blades. Release through the center and then swap the cross. Release again through the center. And we're going to make our way over to an all fours position. We're going to take some stretches for the wrists. So shoulders are over the wrists as you gently start to rock forwards and backwards. Nice and slow. Not coming too far forwards if it feels uncomfortable. Nice, everyone. Come back to the center. Spin the hands to face the edge of the mat. And we're going to rock from side to side. Nice. Back to the center. Spin the hands as far round towards your knees as you can. And rock gently forwards and backwards. Come back to the center. Flip the hand, the right hand, so that the back of the hand is on the floor this time. Stretch back. So you're getting a nice stretch across the front of the forearm. Come back to the center. Right hand down. The back of the left hand this time. Stretching all the way back. Lovely. Great, everyone. Come back to the center. We're going to take a few cat-cows. So inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Exhale to round. So we're really articulating through the spine, getting your back moving, inhaling. Exhale. A few more times. Inhale. Exhale. Lovely. Come back to the center. Send the hands to the corner of your mat as you drop your chest down towards the ground, keeping the hips over your knees as we come into puppy. You can keep the head lifted, or maybe the head reaches down to the ground. So you should feel this across the chest, into the back of that space between the shoulder blades, and a little bit into the shoulders as well. From here, root the forearms down into the ground. Send the weight forwards as you come into Sphinx, lowering the pelvis down to the ground. Press the ground away, lift the chest. Grow tall through the crown of the head, create space at the back of the neck. Lowering all the way back down. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Roll the shoulder blades, lifting into low cobra, or maybe a little bit higher into full cobra. Nice, everyone, well done. From here, come through all fours. Reset, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. If you want to take some nice movement, you can do. Also, if you want a nice stretch down the back of the hamstrings, normally I'd say to bend the knees, but if you want to stretch, straighten your legs. So it's not going to be the most aesthetically pleasing downward facing dog if the legs are straight, but if you want that stretch, go ahead. Lovely. From here, we're going to step the left foot to the top of the mat. Drop your right knee. Untuck your toe. Come all the way up into a low lunge. And I want you to think about tucking your pelvis underneath and then slightly lean forward. So you're going to get a nice stretch down the front of that right hip flexor. Nice, everyone. Return the hands down to the ground. Step back to a downward facing dog. Then the right foot steps to the top. We'll do that low lunge on this side. So reach all the way up. And again, tuck the pelvis first. Feel that stretch. And then gently move forward with that pelvis tucked. Reset the hands down to the ground, step back, downward facing dog. Lovely. Taking a few movements here if you need to. Again, shake of the hips, shake of the head. From here, we're going to make our way into Pigeon Pose. So send the left knee to the inside of the left wrist and then shimmy your left foot towards your right wrist, and maybe you move back with that right leg as well. Lovely. Inhale, we're going to lift up and then bend into that right knee and take hold of your right leg with your hands. So you're getting a bit of a quad stretch here as well. If this is too much, you can skip this. Nice. Release back down, and now we're going to fold. So getting deep into those hips now. As we start to move from the top of the body down to the bottom of your body, your legs, your hips, your hamstrings. Lovely. Lift all the way back up. And you can make your way back to a downward facing dog if that feels good, or you can come through all fours and then lift the hips. Lovely. We're going to do pigeon on the other side. So right knee to right wrist, shimmy back if you need space. Adjust. Lift in the chest, bend that left knee as you take hold of that left foot with your left hand. Nice, everyone. Release back to the center, and this time again folding forwards as you feel that nice stretch in the side of the hips. Lovely. Lifting back up, stepping back to that downward facing dog, and then walking the feet to the hands at the top of the mat. And we're going to fold forwards, trying to keep those legs nice and straight so you really intensify that stretch in the hamstrings. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Doing this a few times to connect to the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Nice, everyone. Inhale. And exhale. Bringing the hands down to the ground and start to heel toe the feet to the edge of the mat. Keep the hands down on the ground as you drop the hips into Malasana Yogi squats. If you need to prop underneath your bottom, go ahead. Well done, everyone. This can be quite intense. So if it is, coming out of it whenever you need to, coming back to that forward fold. Lovely. Bring the hands back down to the ground, lifting the hips. Shimmy the feet back to the center. Slowly roll all the way up through the spine, nice and slowly. When you get to the top, roll all the way back down. When you get to the bottom, roll all the way back up. This time, as you get to the top, reach the hands into the sky. We're going to take some circles with the whole of your body. So start to circle the body over to the right. Come through the center and come all the way back up through the left-hand side. Reset. We'll go the opposite way through the left-hand side. You can bend the knees if you need to. Come all the way through the center. One last time in each direction. Don't worry about how it looks. Just think about what it feels like. One last time over to the left. Lovely. Come through the center. Exhale, fold back down. Lift up halfway. Exhale, the hands down, the feet step back to your downward facing dog. Lovely. And then we're going to drop the knees down, bringing them together, keeping the toes tucked as you send the weight back into your bottom to come into a toe stretch. So we're going to stretch the bottom of the feet, that connective tissue that very rarely gets stretched. So this is probably going to be uncomfortable. Don't worry if you can't lift your hands off the ground. If you need to keep them there, then that's fine. Try to breathe into that uncomfortable feeling. Send your breath to your feet. You can close your eyes if you need to visualize doing that. Well done, everyone. A few more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Land the hands. Untuck the toes. Nice. Give them a little tap if that helps, or a little curl. Now we're going to stretch the front of the ankles. So untuck the toes, sit the heels back on the feet. And this might be enough to get a stretch across the front of the ankles and into the shins. If it's not, you can bring the hands back. Maybe this is enough to get that stretch. And if it's not, you can begin to lift your knees, but there should be no pain in your knees. This is all about your feet and your ankles, which also shouldn't have any pain, but there should be a stretch. Lovely. And then release, back, forwards. Lift the bottom off the heels, send the feet to the side. As you reach your feet out in front. Lovely. Connect your bottom, your seat to the floor. Point the toes up to the sky. Inhale, reach the hands into the sky. Exhale to fold again. We're coming into those hamstrings. And this should be a nice stretch for the whole posterior chain. So the whole way down the back of your legs. Also into your lower back. Lovely. Breathe into that uncomfortable feeling again, if there is any. Good work, everyone. Nice. Lift all the way back up through the center. Bring the soles of the feet together. And again, we're going to fold forward. So getting a little bit more into those hips again. Maybe a bit into the back. And if you want more of the whole of the back of the body, let your chin drop down towards your chest. So that rounding through the back is going to really stretch that whole of your back. And then lift all the way back up. Shimmy yourself down your mat as you come to lay on the back of your body. And as you do, hug your knees into your chest. And you can take a little rock from side to side to get a nice massage of your lower back on the earth. If you want to, you can rock up and down the spine, take hold of behind the knees, rock forwards, rock back. And then come back down onto the back of your body. Allow your knees to fold over to the left to take a reclined twist. Lovely, everyone. Inhale through the center. And exhale over to the other side if you can. I'm going to take one last big stretch. So reach the hands behind the body. Send the feet to the left. Send your arms over to the left. Coming into banana asana. Crossing your right leg over your left if you need a bit more of an intensity down that right hand side. And then come through the center. We're going to go over to the opposite side. So walk your feet over. And again, maybe you cross your left leg over your right. Send your arms over to the right. And then through the centre. And if you want to take one last big stretch, point the toes, reach the fingers away. Hug the knees into the chest. You can rock again if you want. And then slowly make your way up to a seated position. Coming back to that comfortable seated position as you take a moment to close the eyes, to connect to your breath. Feel the rise and fall of your body as you breathe in, as you breathe out. And then opening the eyes if they are closed. Thank you everybody for watching this full body stretch.